right, here we go. So I wanted to showcase just a little bit of me playing some Undisputed. I think this game is like incredible. I'm gonna start off with Muhammad Ali. I think Muhammad Ali is one of the better characters to actually showcase this. Now I'm not the best knockout artist, but I do think I'm like really good at actually outboxing other players. I think that's my strongest like thing about me. I know I have like quite a bit of boxing knowledge and understanding of how like actual boxing is outside of video games. I mean, just in general. So me actually playing this I play it in a way that I would actually try to fight. Um, as far as trying to, I guess, dominate a fight, and then if the knockout's there, of course I would go for it. But my main strategy is to outbox my opponent, and I think that Muhammad Ali is probably one of the better players to outbox somebody. I do think that I think this game is one of the most realistic boxing games, and I think it's one of the most unrealistic boxing games I've ever played. In two different ways. As far as outboxing somebody, this game gets it like almost perfectly. There's still some stuff that's kind of bad about it, but actually getting a knockout, a character who actually knocks people out for a living, like actually getting a knockout, this game is super unrealistic. It almost feels impossible to get knockouts if you are a boxer type style fighter in this game. I don't know what it is, but it just does not feel correct. There was a couple fight nights that came out that did it much better than what this game actually does, and it's taken forever for me to actually get a match. So I'm not entirely sure why, but it is taking a very long time, and I'm trying to actually get this video recorded before I go watch this new movie, John Wick. I plan on going to go watch John Wick 4. And there we go. We got a match. Perfect. I might actually leave in the match because I'm planning on going to watch the movie and I want to get this uploaded before the movie actually starts. But I'm going to try my best to get him out of there.
As expected, not a ticket left, ladies and gentlemen. We are sold out at the Grand Theater. I'm Todd Grisham. Next to me, of course, is
Frazier, and perfect opponent to actually showcase this.
He is.
Because Joe Frazier cannot.
We welcome you to this.
These
athletes have been waiting a long time to square off.
If you look at
Here
the
we
bottom
go.
left corner, there's an indicator with a character there. When you press up, he goes into his relaxed movement.
Nice punch.
Watch how I play him. Check this out. I don't even have to really guard. I just have to basically control the footwork and then just jab and go for jabs. Control the footwork. Don't let him get in. When he comes in to try to throw punches, I'm just going
They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious.
Like beat him. He's not going to be able to touch me much.
Left punch.
So he's trying to corner me right now, which is completely fine. I'm going for some body shots.
It's bombs away. And he just missed with that left jab. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
So the key here is just to keep a distance from him and then use your jabs. Use your jabs. Muhammad Ali does a really good job
with a left jab.
Actually avoiding punches when you're in his relaxed footwork. So just bagging up will do that for you. And he's just going for body shots.
He didn't take that jab well at all.
This player is actually pretty smart. He's just basically trying to cut the ring off.
You're not going to see a lot of finesse and skills from this guy. He wants to bury his forehead in your chest and pound away.
You find the Swami, you've got to protect everything. The body with the elbows, the head.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. This fight is closer than 2 pages.
So he pretty much did absolutely nothing to me right there.
Each one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked.
But that was definitely a closer round. He definitely got some good shots off.
He just misses with that jab.
as you can see, Muhammad Ali.
You can tell he's
really
stronger, but he's not faster.
Avoiding punches, just naturally on his own, just from bagging up. See, I didn't even weave that or anything.
You missed with that jab.
Just in relaxed footwork and just moving out of the way.
You're not going to see as much footwork as the smaller weight classes in the heavyweight division, but we don't care. We want the heavy fists.
You've got a couple of big units here, so I'm expecting power. You're going to have excitement. You're going to have drama, because when these guys slow down, that's when the punches are going to land.
Nice exchanges from both men.
See how he's not really landing? He's trying, but I'm using that range, that jab, to kind of control him.
He misses with that
See,
jab.
He's still missing. And I can pretty much land whenever I need to. There's a power jab right there from him, but it's okay. Doesn't really matter.
He misses with that jab.
So he's pretty smart.
How nervous
fighter.
would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this guy that can seriously hurt you?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the...
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go.
You see how I kind of punish him for walking straight forward? Like that? I throw power, straight power.
Who's winning this fight right now? I have no...
walking straight. Now, I know for sure
this fighter's going to get clipped first.
And I pretty much dominate everybody like this. I can come in and pretty much land whenever I need to.
And he fails to score with that left hook. Hey, those punches add up.
On this spacing, what I like to do is just step in with a jab.
You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
And they figure out the combination to this sink.
He's one of the better players. He's patient. Very patient.
Nice exchange here from both men.
Yeah, there you go. So you can't even get from the lead, buddy.
Good punch.
I just like to get in,
really defending themselves.
Every so often I go in and give me a little tap and just stay in there, relaxed footwork. Stay on the outside. Fight him.
How do this round still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go?
I just move out of the way. It takes him too much time to actually land his punches. And if I clear enough space, he can't touch me. All right, so this is where we get a chance to see the scorecards. Look at that. Winning the rounds. Well, I lost round 2, but that's okay.
Believe what we are seeing.
I know I'm winning the fight. I can definitely tell that I'm winning. And if you fight like this,
you're showing exceptional chins, by the way.
Kind of picking your shots whenever you need to. You pretty much always stay like max stamina, so you always have control of the fight. In this footwork, you really don't even have to block.
This fighter has tested their opponent's power and apparently isn't impressed as they continue to walk through all these power shots.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when he catches you.
See how he's trying to bait me?
Jab to the body, trying to wear him down.
That's all.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Doing all that to him. So if he doesn't come and attack, he pretty much loses this round. So I could pretty much win just by just sitting here at this point. Free round for me.
One moment changes everything, especially in this division. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter. A fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed. They're confident. They know they just have to quick burst, boom. In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed.
He has to go in the chase.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go.
He's already lost it, really.
This one could go
another round in the bag. And of
course, one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked.
So I like to set the tone early in the round. Make him have to go in the chase a little bit. The more rounds he loses, the more aggressive he's going to become.
He misses with that jab.
He's a very patient player, and that's the whole point of outboxing your opponent. Is to get early leads.
He missed with the jab.
And force them to have to make chases.
Unlucky to miss with that jab. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like
See that footwork?
As soon as you touch them, they're gone. This is the danger spot.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Use that to your advantage. You just go into relaxed footwork and always stay at a position. Look at that. He just misses naturally. Because you're in relaxed footwork and you're bagging up. Look, he misses most of his punches naturally. See?
Nice score again with the left hand.
The goal is to stay in the center of the ring. Stay in the center of the ring.
Not a lot of defense here at all.
He missed his punches. I'm just trying to keep him at the center. Stay at a nice jab range. Don't get in the hook range. And then he can't touch you. He can't touch you, see? That punch was blocked.
Oh, that punch.
At a certain range, your
this round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go.
With their head blocks.
This fight is going to be the first one to get caught. This fighter has tested their opponent's power and apparently isn't impressed as they continue to walk through all these power shots.
The problem with having a chin that everybody knows if they hit you, you're hurt, you're gone. You've got to protect that, but you've also got to get your shots off. And don't forget, you can bang too.
He's trying to bait me out right now, which is completely fine. I can get in. I can basically use my jab to kind of get in and get out.
This fighter has tested their opponent's power and apparently isn't impressed as they continue to walk through all these power shots.
The way he's playing, he's allowing me to basically get in and get out.
Throws the jab but does not score.
Watch this. That's a power shot right there. Step in and power shot on him. Because he's allowing me to do this, I can just come in 1-2.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a terror. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
And look, I'm in jab range. There's nothing he can do.
Neither man really defending himself.
I can tap him. He can't touch me. I'm in relaxed footwork. I just lean back.
Very close now with 10 seconds to go.
And now I'm being the aggressor. He's trying to bait me out. I That's okay. I'm winning. I'm winning. Very easy. Very easy.
I don't know which fighter is winning this bout.
It's too hard to split. Do you listen to your head or your heart?
And once he sees the scorecards and he sees it on the head, he's going to have to
He will be buzzed first.
Has to be aggressive. Of course, I lost that round, but it's okay. That last round, it's okay. I'm still winning the fight overall. His play style isn't really working for him. He's not really doing any damage. I'm making him actually
Can't land the jab there.
go into a jab fight. He's trying to adapt. He's playing smart.
Through the hook, didn't land.
So his strategy of making me have to come in is pretty smart.
This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the...
Can you imagine if he knocks out this legend? Well, he's showing us he's got an iron chin, but at what cost? He's got to think about his future. We almost saw a knockout a second ago, and now they're going toe-to-toe. These two are the perfect dance partners.
As long as I stay smart, he won't be able to get me.
Thrown, but it doesn't connect.
I'm going to stay outboxing him and controlling the fight pretty much the whole time. So now he has to be aggressive.
Good left hand.
He has to be aggressive. He has to go to the body. He has to come forward.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations, and they throw them non-stop.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Not much to write home about in that round, huh, Johnny?
You see what's in front of you, though?
Much more skilled player than...
There's the bell for round 8.
So I'm just going to, like I said, stay on the outside. He's trying to wait for me to come in. And I think he's realizing that I caught him with his
He blocks that jab.
And usually a footwork, work their jab, stay on the outside, force him to come forward. As he comes forward, I punish
Nice
him.
idea with the jab, but does not land.
Whenever I want to, I just go in and tap. That tap is fine with me. Then block, throw your hands up right after if you're too close.
So when we talk about a fighter having power, don't just look at the head punches they throw. Look at the body shots. That could be the real difference.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful,
I don't even have to dodge.
you just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
If he gets too close like that, you put your hands up. You block.
Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down. Just with that jab.
Straight right hand. Another power shot, straight right hand. Straight rights are really good. Another straight right power shot.
Can't land that jab.
There's a power hook.
This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. You can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas, over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
But he doesn't realize he hadn't done enough damage to get that knockout.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one.
See how he ran for it? I threw a power shot.
Who's winning this fight right now? I have no...
As you can see, I'm not taking any damage.
This fighter's going to get caught first.
My health is going down, yeah, but for the most part, all my body, I'm not hurt to the head, I'm not hurt to the body, anything. Relax, real safe. You just stay on the outside. He tries to throw a punch, I punish him for it.
Hit him with the left jab.
Put my hands up. Stay on the outside, work that jab. Okay, jab. He's throwing punches.
They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics sometimes to show to actually outblocks the fight and beat them on points.
Because he's getting used to being
score with that jab.
He's trying to punish him now. Using that relaxed footwork, pretty much move out of the way and punish him for.
And they figure out the combination to this sink.
On the outside,
takes that jab.
He's walking straight forward and the finish for the fourth.
Oh, and there he caught him with a stiff jab.
Stay on the outside, stay smart the entire fight. Don't get greedy. He's walking straight forward and hit him with a power shot. Same right there, another power straight right hand.
The old adage is no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
I've never seen a fighter.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one.
Punishing him. He's getting desperate. Look at him. He's getting desperate.
This fight is closer.
So I can just keep punishing him every time he just tries to.
This fighter's going to get clipped first.
Straight close out. He has to do something now or he loses this fight. He got to down me or something. All I have to do is stay on the outside, stay fighting smart. He has to go for a knockout. All I have to do is smart box. At this point, all I got to do is just stay on the outside, work the jab, and I win the fight. Don't get hurt.
Ooh, a stiff right jab.
Relaxed footwork will keep me in this fight the entire time.
Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way.
Ali when it comes to relaxed footwork. He can sit here and chase all night. All I have to do is stay on the outside, work the jab. Throw combinations.
There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. He can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their
Work
power
their
alone.
jab.
Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Now, I can go out of relaxed footwork. You can outbox him from not being in relaxed footwork. And your fighting strategy actually gets better when you're standing face to face like this here. When you're in relaxed footwork, this is the way to move out of the way. When you take it out of it like this is the basically just stand in front of him and just kind of
left
bang.
jab is landing at will.
The goal here is go backwards and
One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
like this.
10 seconds to go.
Stay back, come in. So
This one could go either.
When you take it off with like footwork. Come back, go
Who's
forward.
going to be the
It's a
first
little bit
one to
more
get
risky,
clipped?
So I like to stay on the outside. Fight less risky, take less punishment. And just work the jab. Of course, he got some good hits in there right there. I'm let my head help go back up. Tap him with
Big
jab.
whiff with the right hook.
Stay on the outside. Tap him with the jab. Of course, that relaxed footwork, even when I let him land that.
Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way.
He can't actually land when he's trying to be on the chase with a power punch. So he has to go into the jab battle. In the jab battle in this game, you're not going to get a knockout. You can fight all day. You're not getting a knockout.
That jab misses.
It can happen. I have knocked somebody out with a straight right hand. And it was a knockout where they couldn't actually get up.
There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you're there and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
All right, so my head hook is getting low. So I need to just basically use that footwork, let my head hook go back up. Create more space. 1, 2, 1, 2. Get back.
The right hook just missed. Oh, and he caught him with a left hook.
Power throw right hand. He's getting desperate. He's getting desperate.
I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You could tell. Very close round with 10 seconds to go.
Power throw right hand again. And it is GG's,
I don't know.
my boys. GG's. All I gotta do is...
Who's going to be the first one to get buzzed?
I immediately walk to the center of the ring and establish the dominance with that jab. Jab him again. Pretty much keep
There's the jab, but it doesn't score.
He has to force the action, close the distance. I pretty much win. If not, he has to go for a knockout. Look at that. I used that footwork here.
That jab just missed with the left hand.
I'm just using the footwork. I haven't even attempted to dodge or anything. I'm just using the footwork. I'm just walking back, using the footwork. There's the block right there.
Missing with the left hook.
Tap him a couple times. Tap him again. Just jab him just to get him out of my face. He's going to walk straight forward.
This is certainly an aggressive fighter, but that doesn't always mean success. How many times have you seen a fighter chase a superior athlete around the ring and just get picked apart, even though they were the one pushing the tempo?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
And at this point, this is pretty much GG. There's nothing he can really do unless he gets a knockout, which I'm not going to let him.
Nice exchange here from both men.
Power shot. I'm just trying to be a little bit risky because I do want to get a knockout, but I don't really care that much. I already got the match in the bag.
If there's anyone that can get out of trouble.
Oh, wow. He got the drop. He dropped me. Even if I get up,
the round winding down now, and it's been another good one for him.
Pretty much win the match. So now I just have to play smart. So he does drop me, but it's okay. I still win the match.
Another win, another unanimous decision victory.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace. To get a unanimous decision, that is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near time.
I played a little too risky at the end right there. I shouldn't have done that if I'm being honest, but it is A-okay. I ended up winning barely. Looks like I won by 1 round because of the drop, but it was a decision in my end on all 3 judges' scorecards. So, like I said, I'm not the best at getting knockouts, so going for a knockout is always risky for me, but outboxing my opponent is how I play the game. Outboxing every single time, they can never win. Unless I play risky, of course, like I did at the end, and then I end up getting myself dropped, which it does happen. But for whatever reason, the way that the damage works in this game, it does not work correctly. I don't know why. Like, I don't know. It doesn't scale right or something where it's almost impossible to get a knockout. Like, when you go for knockouts, it just doesn't happen. No matter how much I play, I've landed like 700 punches on somebody by the 5th round and didn't even get a knockout. I ended up just quitting the match because I was just so irritated with how unrealistic the game is. So if you look at the punches, like I landed 338 punches. If you land 338 punches on somebody, more than likely you're going to hurt them. Of course, most of those are just jabs, controlling the distance, the spacing and everything with jabs. I landed straights. He landed some hooks. He landed 108 hooks. I landed 29 power punches. He landed 10. I also landed 2 uppercuts. He landed 7. 33 counters for me, 35 for him. I blocked 114. Most of the punches he threw were just weave or just using that relaxed footwork to just stay out of the way. So, of course, that relaxed footwork does definitely work. 62% of my body shots, he landed 35 body shots with 31%. So, of course, the way that I fought him, much different. If you look at round one, you can clearly see he landed 6 punches. I landed 20. Round two, I landed 24. He landed 25. This is the one where he won that round, and it does show who won the round. So he outlanded me by 1 punch pretty much, which basically I tried to go for the jab battle, and he got a little smart. He started going to the body a whole lot more. In this fight right here, in the round one, he went to the body. He landed 1 time out of 23 he threw, 7 out of 15 in this one, and then in this one he went to the body and landed 2 shots out of 10. I landed my 1. Of course, I outlanded him 43 punches to 27. The next round, I landed him 31 to 21 punches. The next one, 34 to 24 punches. And after that, it was a pretty close round right here. As you can see, 26 to 25. Of course, he gets the edge in this one because he landed more hooks, more powerful shots. He landed power punches. Most of my stuff was just jabs and straights. But for the most part, as long as you're outworking your opponent, this is where I kind of got risky a little bit. As long as you're outworking your opponent, you pretty much will win the round. And this one right here, 29 to 25. Of course, I ended up winning this round as well. I landed 5 power punches to his 3. And then on this one, 2 power punches to his 1. And these power punches, as y'all can see, I did not throw a whole lot of hooks. Most of my power punches were coming from those straight right hands and those powerful left hand straights. If you put power on it, you can pretty much catch them. And you almost always catch them if they're walking straight forward. As long as if they're walking straight forward, it's a power punch. So it counts. So it's a pretty good, consistent way to rack up power punches, even in a jab, straight right hand type of fight. Muhammad Ali is one of the best at doing this. That's actually how he fought in real life. He threw hooks, but mostly he used his jab and straight rights, and he threw a lot of those. He actually knocked out George Foreman throwing straight right hands. It was a left and right, left, right, but they were pretty much jabbing straight, and that's how he knocked them out. There wasn't a whole lot of hooks that happened in that. And George Foreman is a big boy. So, then we got right here, round 12. This was the final round. Of course, I played a little risky right here. This is the round where he actually got the knockdown. And of course, I did play quite a bit risky. He timed me perfectly with a perfect power shot. And that was the 1 power shot that he did land. And then for whatever reason, I was foolish enough to try to go for the grab, to grab onto him and hold. I should have just used my footwork and bagged up and kept a good space, but I didn't do so. I went back to just, I guess, whatever, I don't know. I guess the best way to say it is 175 shots blocked to 114 shots blocked. I didn't have to block as much. I outlanded him as far as punches go and percentages, so he missed a whole lot more. All of that takes effect in this particular game when you're missing punches. I outlanded him to the head. But one thing that I think is like really bad about this game in particular is it does not do the damage correctly. Like, you can outland your opponent, but you don't get that damage. I don't know what it is or why the game plays like that, but it just does. It feels hard to get a knockout, harder than it should be, especially for a video game. Video games should prioritize knockouts over skillful fighting for the fact of the game having a fun factor to it. If people aren't having fun, they're not going to want to play this. And I think that for power punchers like George Foreman, Joe Frazier, the way that he played and he got the knockdown, okay, that makes sense. But the way that it takes to actually get the knockout, when you're throwing power punches, people will go down. Like, people can't just walk through punishment and not go down. And this game feels like you have to, like, basically break down your opponent to get a knockdown. And in real fighting, there are people that get knocked out in 1 punch. There should be more instances where that actually happens and not some circumstance where you have to break your opponent down over the course of time. Like in UFC, you can just knock somebody out. In this game, it's not like that. You can, but it's very rare. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video, saw how I kind of fight. Maybe I'm not the best of the best, but I'm definitely one of the best when it comes to outboxing your opponents. I almost win every single fight. I think the only person that I've lost to so far on here is my brother. My brother is one of the best at getting knockouts. Everybody else I've fought always beat them. I've played somebody and smoked them all 12 rounds. This guy right here was actually really skilled. Like he knew how to actually close space quite well. He knew how to actually like sit back, let me come forward. In the rounds where he actually did that, he had much more success. Like those are the rounds he won. The rounds where he chased were the rounds that he lost. And I knew that as long as I got in, jabbed him a couple times, forced him to come on a chase, then I could basically force him to play catch up, and then he would basically start dragging behind throughout that round. But the rounds where he stood still and forced me to come to him, or just basically us both just stand there and me get bored, those are the rounds that he actually did win. So surprisingly, this guy was actually pretty smart, but of course the way that I play is like it's basically a winning strategy all the way through. There are some characters that I did wish, like some real fighters that I did wish were a little bit better in here. I think that Terrence Crawford definitely needs a buff in this game. I think that the way that Sugar Ray Leonard's footwork is, I think he moves really stiff, and I think the actual Sugar Ray Leonard moved a lot better than what this game perceives him to be as moving. I think that Roy Jones definitely did not leave his hooks out there as much as this game perceives it to be, or his right hands. Like Roy Jones gets punished a lot in this game because of how he leaves his hand, and I don't think he actually fought like that, at least not throughout the entirety of the fight. And I think that some of the characters just could use some work. My movie's about to start, so I'm about to be leaving in just a second, but let's go take a look at some of these characters. So then that way I can kind of explain what I'm talking about with some of these characters. So like if you look at Muhammad Ali, for one, these characters don't have a lot of traits, a lot of good traits. Like Muhammad Ali has float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, which is something that he was known for doing, but there should be something in here for leaning on the ropes. Like he should have a trait that enhances his ability to fight off the ropes. That was a thing that's how he actually beat George Foreman. There should be more traits added into this game for stuff like fighting off the ropes. He should also have something as far as his hooks go, or something, because Muhammad Ali had more than just float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Like his only fight style was not just dance around the ring. When you play Tyson Fury, I don't know. Tyson Fury is pretty good in this game. I can't really say much about Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder, though, now the way that he plays in this game, I don't know. I'm not a knockout artist on here. When I play him, I cannot get a knockdown to save my life. It doesn't matter how many hard punches I throw. It doesn't matter how I fight. I throw hooks, power shots. Cannot get a knockdown. I don't understand it. Feels impossible to me for some reason. I haven't played Rocky Marciano myself, but I know he was really, really powerful. But for whatever reason, look at Terrence Crawford. Now, Terrence Crawford, almost all of his fights, all of his last fights, he's gotten a knockout. Why doesn't he have any kind of knockout traits? Why doesn't he have really good footwork? He's one of the smartest fighters, probably one of the best fighters in boxing right now. Pound for pound, undisputed, true undisputed champion. He should have traits that give him ability to knock people out in the later rounds. He should have traits that gives him like really good ability to move, to do stuff other than what he has here. Punches and bunches, started around, and switch hitter. That's I don't know. And then Ryan Garcia, he has tireless. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about. I've watched Ryan Garcia fight, but look at this. You telling me that Arturo Gatti has more traits, fighting traits, than Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford is a beast, and he gets destroyed by somebody like Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson in this game, I think, is like the best lightweight, the best welterweight in this game. Whenever you play him, I think he's like night and day difference from some of the other fighters. Canelo in this game feels like a joke to me. I don't know. I can't get it could be because of me. I'm just not good at actually like fighting, but I cannot knock somebody out with Canelo. Um, I think that the way Canelo actually fights and the way that he fights in this game, two totally different play styles. I think that his ability to move, dodge punches, he should have a trait in here that has to do with avoiding punches. Because if you actually go watch a Canelo fight, like there's this one guy he fought, and this guy could not touch Canelo to save his life. Canelo is one of the best at moving out of the way of punches. He's one of the best at just basically protecting himself, fighting with a really powerful punch game. Like, if I'm being honest, the way that the power punches work in this game, I think that they're way too slow when you're using certain fighters. Like, certain fighters should have a boost to their power punches to where the speed of it increases. Because when you throw power shots with some fighters hit hard and they swing fast. The power punchers in this game should have a boost to that power punching speed, because that's how they fight. And then the punchers who just are regular outboxers, they should have a boost to the speed of their jabs, their whatever they do specifically. There should be a boost in that category. Whatever they do good, that's what should be boosted for that fighter. That way, there's a differential between the fighters, between the power punchers, that boxers. That way, when you go into a fight, you know if you're picking Muhammad Ali, you got to outbox your opponent. If you pick Deontay Wilder, you have to go for a knockout. You can't go in there and just fight like trying to outbox somebody with Deontay Wilder. You shouldn't be able to do that. And I feel like I can outbox people with Deontay Wilder. He feels better as a boxer to me than a puncher. But like I said, I can't get knockouts. I don't know what it is. No matter how hard I try, I cannot knock people out in this game. So maybe it's just me. And my brother is like a knockout king on here. He knocks everybody out. When I play him, if I lose, he's knocking me out. If I win, it's going to the decision, and he knows that. I know that. It's rare that he ever wins by decision. It's rare that I ever win by knockout. So, then fighters like Kell Brook. For whatever reason, I fought Kell Brook against my Terrence Crawford and got absolutely destroyed. I don't know what it is. Roy Jones, however, though, he does have something going for him. When you fight with Roy Jones and you stand in front of somebody, it feels like they can't touch you. I don't know what it is. His dodging ability in this game, his ability to slip, just like Muhammad Ali can slip punches. The slipping basically just happens naturally. Like if you look at how his traits are, this just happens naturally by just going into the loose footwork, the loose movement, whatever that's called. It just happens naturally, and that's what I was doing with Muhammad Ali. Look, let me go to heavyweights. Slip speed, dodge speed, passive, meaning you don't have to do anything. It just does it for you. Super, super effective. Crazy way to play. But yeah, so I have to catch this movie. I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully I explained quite enough during the match. Hopefully I played good enough during the match. And hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you would like to see more content of me playing this, I do want to show another video of me playing, because I know this one video I played against a really skilled fighter. If I'm being honest, that guy was more skilled than anybody I've come across. Besides my brother. My brother plays quite a bit more effective than him. Like with my brother, I have to use my footwork to win. The match never is that far in distance in the middle rounds. My brother is usually right there with me. But I have beat people where I've shut them out the entire fight. They didn't even come close. I've had people quit on me because they lost every single round. And by the time they got to round 6, or at the end of round 6 and they see the scorecards, it's a complete shutout. They changed their play styles, everything. Didn't matter, getting completely outboxed. I'll showcase more of that. I'll make more videos showcasing me playing more people so you guys can see. And I may even do some live. I may even stream this on Twitch so then that way y'all know I'm not just beating one guy and then post that one win or whatever. I'll do it live so then that way you can see I just don't lose on here. Like I haven't lost anybody online yet. So I'll showcase all of that. And I've played this game quite a bit. I'm only level 3, I believe, but I've played a lot. I've played on my brother's account. I actually bought this game from my brother. So I started playing with him first, and then I came over here and I started playing on my account. But just from how I learned how to play, I know that I'm like really, really powerful, really good, really effective in the way that I fight. It's hard to beat, if I'm being honest. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.